That night, the sky just disappeared. The night in 1997, when the skies over Phoenix, Arizona lit up with a UFO, remains etched in the city's memory. This wasn't just a fleeting glimpse. It was one of the most widely witnessed and documented unexplained events in history. You can still find tons of video proof of this incident online. So, before we get started, I've got a question for you. What does UFO stand for? Drop your answers in the comments. We'll pin the first right one we see. If you're into mysterious stuff, definitely subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of our videos. March 13th, 1997, between 7:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m., something extraordinary happened in the skies over Arizona. A wave of strange lights was seen, baffling thousands of people. The first sightings were reported in Henderson, Nevada, where a resident initially spotted the craft. As the lights moved, they were seen in Prescott, Phoenix, and surrounding areas. Thousands of people, in different locations, were witnessing the same thing, a massive triangular, or V-shaped object, slowly moving through the night sky. Its bright lights were arranged in a perfect symmetrical V-shaped pattern, smoothly and synchronously moving across the sky. The motion was so smooth, it seemed like the object was floating on water. It moved silently. No engine noise, no turbulence, no jet noise. It was as if some invisible force was guiding it. People believed it was much larger than any known aircraft. The object was so big and dark that if a person looked up, they could only see a black structure and lights. That evening, the stars in the sky seemed to disappear, or rather, the sky itself seemed to vanish. As it reached the skies over Phoenix, chaos erupted throughout the city. Emergency helplines and news channels were flooded with calls. People were confused. What was it? When air traffic controllers checked their radar, they found nothing. This meant that what thousands of people were seeing in the sky together officially didn't exist. Some of the witness statements from the night were even more chilling. Dr. Lynn Kaite, for example, said that when the object passed overhead, she felt a strange sensation, like a sense of connection or some kind of communication happening with her. And here's another thing that makes this night even more mysterious. Military aircraft were seen in the sky. Some reports say that when the lights disappeared, military jets were spotted over Arizona. Then, of course, the news went wild. The government and military's response was also quite confusing. At first, the Air Force preferred to remain silent about the incident. But then, a few days later, an official statement came out, saying that it was a National Guard military exercise in which A-10 jets dropped flares. But the question arises, was it just a coincidence? Or was the military closely monitoring this event? Anyway, the witnesses were not satisfied with this explanation. Those who had seen it with their own eyes said that these could not have been just flares. Back in 1997, even the governor of Arizona, Fife Symington, kinda made a joke out of the whole thing. At a press conference, he actually brought out a guy in an alien costume and said, "Here's your culprit." The media just thought it was a comedy stunt, and it seemed like the government wasn't taking it seriously at all. But then, 10 years later, in 2007, Symington made a shocking revelation. He admitted that he was actually on his own terrace that night, and he saw the lights too. He said he'd seen all kinds of aircraft in his life, but this was something completely different, something extraordinary. He'd never seen anything like it before. He confessed that he'd only joked about it at the time to avoid causing panic and to try and calm people down. This also points to UFOs. If these were just military flares, the governor, a former Air Force pilot himself, would have recognized them. And if that's all they were, why would he feel the need to reveal this a decade later? So, what do you think? Was it a sign of an advanced civilization or aliens from another world who were just passing by? Or was it some top-secret military experiment they didn't want to reveal? Or something else entirely? Something beyond our understanding? Let me know what you think in the comments. This night has become one of those truly unexplained mysteries, and the secret of the Phoenix Lights is still unsolved to this day. And hey, if you liked the video, don't forget to like, share, and comment, and definitely subscribe to the channel.